Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebartogo.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we complete a bracket challenge from an Uprocks article written by Steve's buddy, Frank Dobbins III. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, as well as our special guests, Jeff Andreezy, Tim Swyatt, and Kathy Cool.
Hey gang, what's up?
Hello.
Hey.
Howdy.
Hello. So yes, we've got a good show today. Becca's dropping her microphone.
Throwing my phone around.
Oh, yeah, so it happens. But, this is a good article. I actually ran through this list. I'm like, this is pretty close to the list I would put together, you know? I mean, there'd be a tweak of a couple here and there, but it's along the same lines of anything that I would produce for, the summer cookout type of thing. And then I looked, I was like, who wrote this one? Because Uprocks can be pretty questionable at times. But it was Frank Dobbins III. Well, I'm buddies with that guy. So Frank and I went on the Jack Daniels trip together. So we got to the media trip. And, that was a whole weekend thing where you stay up there in the Airstream trailers and all that. And we've continued to be friends after that. I've bumped into Frank at a couple of events. Sometimes he reaches out on social media, just checking in. What's up, man? We need to hang out soon. So he's a good guy. So I like that guy a lot. And anytime you're working to maintain friendship, that's a cool thing. And the person really cares. Because, we could have seen each other, had a good time, and never talked to one another again. There's certainly examples of that type of stuff. That doesn't mean the person's a bad person, but, Frank's a guy who stays in touch. So, yeah, he's a good dude, and I like this article, and we're going to do a fun bracket challenge today on things that you bring to a cookout, because again, you're not going to want to bring your really good stuff. First of all, you bring your really good high proof bourbon to a summer cookout. Well, you're outside all day. People might be putting ice in it or want to mix it up with cocktails. No, you bring something that's appropriate, knowing that might be a bunch of ice dumped in, or it might be dumped into with lemonade with a refreshing cocktail. So we're going to play with that list, and we'll see what we think is the best one on the list. We'll also run through in the order that Frank had, which would be pretty cool. Before we get to all that, though, Tim said there's something that he wanted to talk about. What is that, Tim?
And so I've had a recent spat of personal travel and business travel. I've stayed in hotels, a fine resort for the business travel, so I kind of throw that one out, but also a Verbo and Airbnb. What is your preference? Are you a hotel person, or are you a Airbnb Verbo person for your personal travel? If you can have your choices, let's say money set aside too as well. Money's not an issue.
Money's not an issue. The things are equal. Which do you choose? I'm going to have to say, unfortunately, I'm going the hotel route. I mean, there's when the upside of the Verbo or that can be better. I get it, but I've had some bad experiences, and I would just assume rather than, even though I've had bad experiences at hotels too, it's not fail safe, but
Nope.
I feel like the opportunity for things being better, and when they go wrong, at least there's a system in place. There's a parent company, or there's a general manager, whatever it is, can help you. Whereas your on-site thing, they're not there, or who knows what you're going to run into, or they might be like, we just decided we didn't want to do this weekend, so you're out. I've heard of people getting shut out at the last second, so I don't need that headache. So I'm gonna go the traditional route for me.
Big surprise there with Steve.
Yeah.
Big. That's a joke, obviously.
Breaking news, I'll tell you.
Breaking news. Yes. Well, what about everybody else? Hotel or?
Yeah, I haven't had enough experience with the Verbo. Had a couple, small room, uncomfortable bed. I think I'm with Steve. I just, you know what you're getting in a hotel for the most part. And like you said, if there's a problem, it's going to get resolved quicker. So
Right.
I don't have I can't make the point to go the other way.
Okay. All right, Kathy, a bit of a wild card here.
Really? I've had a couple of good experience with Airbnbs. Usually it's with groups of people, and as long as it's big enough,
Right.
there are enough bathrooms, that kind of thing, then you can do a weekend. But I'd say 95% of the time I'm going hotel.
Yeah. Okay. Miss Beka Sue.
I've got a lot of thoughts on this.
Okay.
With the isn't it VRBO? I thought that's what was. Is it Verbo? Or is it
It'd be
VRBO?
cool calling it Verbo because that's what the kids call it. But yeah, it's VRBO. That's what I know.
Whatever, that fucking thing.
You're
Like
trying to sound hip like
Airbnb.
Steinkamp.
So
Steinkamp. Is our barometer for cool?
Oh,
yeah,
God,
right.
help
Okay.
us all.
Oh, we're all in trouble.
that'll be the day.
Yeah.
So with the Airbnb and those things, like it like you see it and you're like, oh, this will be so cool. I'm gonna be like right in this area. It's gonna be awesome, like walkable, blah de blah de blah. And it seems like just so awesome when you like look them up and you're like, this place looks great. But then the beds always fucking suck.
Right.
Almost always the beds fucking suck.
Yeah.
Or you're there with, let's say that it's like, oh, a sleep 6, and you're like, oh, cool, there's 6 of us, sleep 6, we're good. And you do you walk in and there's always a rush to get to the fucking rooms. And they're running up to the room. Well, we get the big room because frankly, we booked the place, or we get the big room because we're this couple. Or, well, we get it because of this. And then you try to do it the fair way, which is flipping a fucking coin, which also fucking sucks. Because then that's always the time that you're the one that booked it, so you should get the best one. Like, well, no, let's flip a coin. It's a lot more fair if we just flip a coin. You're like, you motherfuckers with this. And so then you end up in like the twin bunk beds with your husband, and you're like, what the fuck? I haven't slept in a bunk bed since I was 8.
Right.
So this fucking sucks. And it's like cardboard for some reason. Like the bed's like literally feels like it's made of cardboard, and the pillows are like 2 inches thick, and you're like, where are the fucking pillows at? And then the sheets like are just flaxseed apparently, like they're like just made out of like
Yeah,
the weirdest fucking shit. Like you're like, what is this even made out of?
Right.
Like you're like, and then then you find like a weird stain on the bed, and you're like, what the fuck is that? Did they even change the sheets? And so, but then you get out of your room and you're like, oh, this is cool. We get to hang out. We've got our own personal hot tub. That's fun. You sit in the hot tub twice and the hot tub now is green and foamy because there's not a dedicated pool person to come here and actually take care of it. So it's
jeez.
2 times of you and the 2 girls who are with who have fucking fake tans. No offense to fake tans, but they've turned this whole thing into a foamy, green, bubbly mess. And it's disgusting. And that's the only fun thing to do in this random place that you got your little fucking place at that you thought was in the middle of everything. But really, it's a 35-minute walk to everything. So you're not actually getting to anywhere cool. You're locked in your little place unless you take a fucking Uber or a Lyft somewhere. So it seems so cool. And it is cool when you're out in just the main area and you guys can all sit there and drink some beers.
Sure.
But then, of course, you end up just like playing fucking, I don't know, like Go Fish. and maybe playing and you never end up actually playing any sort of fun games. Not really. Like maybe some beer pong on occasion, but usually that ends up falling through. You just end up sitting with all your friends watching some random fucking TV shows.
Yeah.
And
watching TV.
fine, cool,
And
fun.
you still have to go back to your bunk beds.
And then you got to go back to your fucking bunk beds, or
Man on
you
a cardboard
somehow get
vaccine.
the full size bed, full size, but not even a queen. They couldn't even
Who even
queen
has a
queen size
full-size bed?
It's a
Who has a
full size bed, and on top of it,
Can we
so
discontinue that one?
there shouldn't even be a full. What's a fucking full size bed? Then there's no headboard, which okay, fine, I guess, kind of weird, and the frame is made of like aluminum, and you're like, is this gonna break at like any second
Right,
if I sit
right.
on this? And the legs are always like right there, so you
Yeah.
smash your little fucking toes on
Yeah.
it, and it's just
Look at me.
actually,
I broke one once.
yeah, it's actually the fucking.
I fixed it where it's good enough where I could get out of there.
It's the fucking
Oh,
worst.
hell yeah. I gently. So the next person who sat on there, it came crashing down. But anybody who went in there to check, freshen up the room or whatever, they didn't see shit. And,
Good,
yeah.
good. But know what? Fuck those
yeah.
things, because most of the
did it.
time they fucking suck. You might get some really cool place every once in a while, but know what? When I go stay in the fucking, I don't care if it's a Holiday Inn, the Hilton, the Marriott, whatever the fuck it is. Oh, look, I can look online. Every single bed is exactly the same. Perfect. There's no, I've got to pick this bed, you pick this bed. Every room is exactly the fucking same. You might get a different view out the window. I might be looking at a parking lot, might be looking at the ocean. We don't really know. But know what? At least the bed is comfortable. Hopefully I can order some fucking room service when I'm hungover as shit at fucking 9 a.m. or when I'm drunk as shit at 12 p.m. or it's 12 a.m. and I just want to get, like, I need some
12 p.m.
food because I'm fucking trashed. Well, either way, 12 a.m. or
Correct.
p.m. So at least I can order some food. There's generally a bar,
Yeah.
at least in the ones I book. There's a bar downstairs, so I can like
Sure.
go
Bars I
downstairs. I'm not ready for bed. I'm gonna go get another fucking cocktail.
Right.
So that's my feeling on them. They seem so promising. It's just like the biggest fucking disappointment every goddamn time.
Thank you.
By the way,
I'm so happy that you and I are on the same side on this one.
It's so
and by
it's
the way,
sad. It's
they've
disappointing.
added so many fees to that shit now too. Whereas it's like you look at it, it's like, oh,
And I
this
have
is
to
affordable option.
clean.
Yeah.
I was going to say
I
that. What
have
about the
to
exit
clean.
procedures?
You get a list of shit you got to do.
Make sure that you pull off all the sheets on the bed, and then actually we're gonna need you to you need to actually sweep the chimney
now. Right.
when you're here.
And then leave us a 5-star review, please.
And make sure you fill out our little notebook. And like, what the fucking shit? What do you mean I have to clean my room? Now, the ones that were like, don't worry, you don't have to do all those things, but the cleaning fee is $300.
Oh yeah.
The cleaning fee is $300? Are you fucking joking me? You charged me $1,300 for this whole fucking place.
Exactly. They hit you for the fees.
Fuck out of here.
So Swide, you're the same way. So far, everybody's been in hotel.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I'm not a VRBO Airbnb. I am going to. I agree with Kathy on the larger side, or and Beka Sue as well. When you get a larger group, if you can find the right one, sometimes you find the right one, and you're like, but those goddamn pictures are so freaking deceiving. The angles, the camera angles these people use to make it look so larger than what it really is such a.
Also, you end up sharing a bedroom with like with some of your friends. One of them we were in, it was like 3 queen size beds lined up in the room.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And
There's
then
clearly a video camera in that room.
yeah, and then I find out, like, I'm like, yeah, when I got up to use the bathroom, oh, me and my boyfriend were actually fucking right before you got up. Cool. Thank you for informing me that you were having sex right next to me. That's really great. Really fucking thrilled about that. Great. Cool. So happy we got this place.
Interesting.
I'm done with those things.
Yeah.
Completely done with them. They're just a waste of time, waste of space. And I look at all the bad handiwork that's been done. I'm like, will you give me a caulk gun? Let me finish the caulk job here. Let me finish the grout work here. Can I nail this back in? Let me fix this thing. It's like, oh my God.
It's always some piece of shit flipper who did it, and they don't know what they're doing. It's some like lady who's in some like MLM, and so she was like, "Oh, I'm not making any money, so let's just get this place, and I'm gonna redo it because now suddenly I think that I'm Joanna
a business
Gaines,
owner.
and I can actually like redo a place, but it has no idea what the fuck they're doing, and so they just do these like weird, like the dumbest things. Like the flooring is always garbage, everything is garbage, but then like done with some like really nice like handles
Right.
Yes.
What the fuck are they doing?
Yeah.
Yes. Hotels all the way.
They need
All right,
Hotels.
that was the last.
Hotels. Yeah. So there
Wow.
you go. On that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is
Thank
everyone
God.
drinking? Let's start with Kathy. Kathy, what do you got?
I am going to open my Pacific Flyway.
Okay.
It's a glass, so
It's going to be tough to open. Oh, look at that. Did you pre-open it? Or did it just fell out of there?
it's glass. That's as far in as it goes.
No, it's actually supposed. You can push it in. Let me show you. Here.
Usually I'm drinking, and I don't.
Here's a
try.
Pacific Flyway. I'm not
See,
kidding.
why would I have to go through that when I can just go like this?
I can't even get the fuck
Yeah,
out.
see, Kathy, why did you not push it in all the way so you could
I'm
not
just
have
saying.
it?
I'm just
Why
saying
not?
that. Well, she's like, that's as far as it'll go in. Okay, if you put it in like that, then yes. But
Oh,
In
that is
reality-
what
I
she
think I've chosen wisely.
yeah, I don't disagree with that. So, but no cork pop. No, I've got Still Austin here. This is their cast strength. Still Austin.
Wonderful.
Let's see what we got here. That was pretty piss poor. I'm hoping everyone has Pacific Flyway then, I guess. I've got the lead. I have the lead, actually, for the moment. We'll let Tim go next.
Hey, just get me out of the way. I'm going to go with a, looks like a heel of Limousine Rye from
Yes.
Dancing Goat. That looks like a heel, right? Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Slide on the side.
No, nothing. I've got the lead still. I've got the lead. Jeff, you're next.
All right, something new to me. I've got some Stranahan's Colorado single malt whiskey.
Okay. Oh,
Wow.
that was a good one. Everything about that was good. All right, Becky, you're last but not least. Jeff, obviously,
I've got
has
some Weller Foolproof here that I don't think that you had any of. It's a single barrel.
I got to find that one.
It was hidden in the back.
Okay.
You just pulled off a screw top.
Sound like it.
Yeah,
It was
well.
cork.
No, Jeff wins that thing. He wins it easily.
Yay,
So,
Jeff.
yeah.
Way to go to Cigar Dojo. Well done.
Yes.
Cheers, gang.
everyone.
Cheers.
He doesn't mess around with his pores either.
No,
Jeez.
no.
I mean,
We'll do next. We'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be doing this bracket challenge to determine the best bourbon to bring to a barbecue cookout. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of Executive Bourbon Steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your Executive Bourbon Steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your Executive Bourbon Steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
Hello, this is Jeff from Iowa, and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily with Colonel Steve.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're discussing or doing a bracket challenge for the best bourbon for a bourbon or just a barbecue, I guess, not a bourbon.
Yeah. So it's a cookout. Somebody says, bring a bottle, and this would be what you want to select. So here's the list. Again, Frank Dobbins III put this together, and it was actually a list of 10, so I picked out his top 8. So in order, this is number 1 to number 8. So we'll know who his winner is, and then we'll see how we do. Maybe we'll end up with the same thing, maybe we won't. Number 1, Maker's Mark. 2, Wild Turkey 101. 3, Woodford Reserve. 4, Old Forester Signature. That's the 100 proof, folks. Michter's US 1 Bourbon. That's their flagship item. Early Times Bottle and Bond. Evan Williams Bottle and Bond. And last but not least, Jim Beam Black 7-year. All right. The matchup. What's that?
So that's a solid list.
Yeah, that's what you're looking for.
Yep.
If the normal people would write this that we see putting these, it would be I would do George T. Stagg, the BTAC from the BTAC collection would be one of them. Yeah, it's like this makes no sense.
25-year.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure. Four Roses limited edition yearly release.
Correct. Birthday bourbon.
Right. This is
Throw in a couple scotches.
Right.
But,
yes.
but it's a barbecue, so you've got little red shot glasses for everyone.
Sure.
Yep.
All right. Our matchups look like this. Evan Williams will take on Maker's Mark. Then you've got Early Times taking on Woodford. Michter's US 1 is taking on Jim Beam Black, the 7-year, and then Old Forester Signature taking on Wild Turkey 101. Round number 1, again, that first matchup is going to be Evan Williams versus Maker's Mark. Kathy, you're going to be up first.
So Maker's Mark is really approachable and people will suck it down really quick. So in order to just, be able to get some of what I'm going to bring, I'm going to take the Evan Williams Bottle and Bond. Equally good.
Yes, Evan Williams Bottle and Bond goes up 1-0. Tim, what do you think?
Yeah, if I'm holding the barbecue, I want people getting naked. So, Makers being the lower proof versus Evan Williams Bottle and Bond. As much as I'm a Makers fan, Evan Williams Bottle and Bond's my selection on this one.
Okay, Evan Williams Bottle and Bond has tied it up. Or no, up 2-0. Excuse me. Jeff, you're next.
Boy, tough one right out of the gate. I'm hearing everybody with the flavors bringing a little extra strength, but Maker's Mark was my intro to bourbon, to be honest.
Yep.
And it's a hard one to get away from, and it's so approachable for a lot of people. So and people think it's iconic. So they think, hey, look what he brought. It's a party now. So I'm going with Maker's Mark.
It looks good on the table. They're sitting out
Yeah.
there. So it's an iconic look for sure.
Let's go
All
for
right,
the
Becca,
pictures.
you're next. Evan Williams Bottle and Bond is up 2-1 over Maker's Mark. What's your vote?
Yeah, I'm definitely going Maker's Mark. Like
Maker's Mark.
100% Maker's Mark.
Because this is a summer cookout and they do a special military theme for the summer. You go check your liquor store shelves these days. They have the Evan Williams Bottle and Bond ones featuring people from the military who've done amazing things. And I think that'd be a good one to bring to the cookout. It's got a story too. So because it has that, and I'm going to bring that, I'm going to go with Evan Williams Bottle and Bond as my choice for the summer cookout. So that means it will move on. All right. Next up is Early Times Bottle and Bond versus Woodford Reserve. Tim, you're up first. Early Times versus Woodford Reserve.
No questions. Early Times Bottled and Bond, because I like to tell a story about that one. That's one that people never gravitated to. They'd always come with Woodford Reserve, and I want to showcase something that's look a little lower on the shelf and be surprised at 100 proof.
Yeah. So that's good. All right, Jeff, you're next.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Early Times on this one as well.
All right, Becca.
Early Times, close it out.
Yeah, Early Times. That's a solid one. Sazerac has done some amazing things with that. Brown Foreman had it. It was kind of a limited release, tough to get. We didn't even have it on the Missouri side. It was on Illinois. But then when Sazerac buys it, they get a bunch of stock again for future releases. Well, they just pumped all that into the product and then got it out there on more shelves. It really gained a foothold in distribution. Now it's kind of everywhere. So that's a solid choice, and it's a great whiskey for sure. Good value purchase. All right, Michter's, which all these kind of are along the lines of value ones. Michter's US 1 versus Jim Beam Black. Round number 3. Up first is Jeff.
Yeah, I'm for this one. Like them both. I'm going to go with the Michter's though.
Michter's, okay. All right, Beka, you're next.
Me and Jeff are just going to be picking the same things probably all night because I am also going with Michter's.
With Michter's. This one comes down to, I think it's got kind of a classy look to it. It looks like you're upscaling at the party, I think. So I'm going to go with Michter's as well. Means Michter's moves on. All right, our last ones for round number one is Old Forester Signature versus Wild Turkey 101. This is the toughest matchup of the whole first round, I think. This is a tough one here. Beka, you're first. Old Forester Signature or Wild Turkey 101?
Wild Turkey 101.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll tell you what. I feel like Old Forester Signature is classy and it goes in cocktails and all that. But there's nothing more classic American as the Cookout and Wild Turkey 101. I gotta go Wild Turkey 101. I'd have a tough time. They're one to watch out for in this thing. We'll see what happens. But I gotta go Wild Turkey 101 there. Kathy, how about you?
Yes, absolutely Wild Turkey.
Wild Turkey 101 moves on. All right, our final four looks like this. Evan Williams, Bottle and Bond, takes on Early Times, also Bottle and Bond. Michter's, US 1, versus Wild Turkey 101. That's our final four. Round number 5, I'm first. Evan Williams or Early Times. Woo, this is tough. I think for me, these are pretty equal. I'm going to go to that summer thing again. Same reason why the first round, I think that because in my mind these are equal. I like the idea of the military theme for the summer cookout and the story, so I'm going to go with that. Kathy and I know a guy who was on one of these bottles, so we even have a personal story we could tell, which is pretty cool. So Josh Birschbacher, he's a syndicate member at the ABV Barrel Shop. He was on a bottle of Evan Williams Bottle of Bond. Syndicate member number 5, so he's low. He's low.
Wow.
Yeah.
Early.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's early, but he's not Early Times.
No, we got number 2, 3, and then we're talking about number 5. So yes. Tim is famously number 2 in the Barrel Shop Syndicate. Kathy's number 3, and she was pissed. She's like, "Who called in before me?" I didn't tell him we were doing this. Sent out an email, and Kathy thought she was going to be the first one after, Rick Brenner was given the pass. He was automatically number 1, but after that, anything was up in the air. So yeah, it was wild.
Well, at least it went to someone deserving.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, Kathy.
All right. Round 5, Evan Williams, Bottle and Bond versus Early Times Bottle and Bond. Kathy, you're next. Evan Williams is up 1-0.
Well, you made some good points, but I'd like to see this go further than 3 people. So I'll vote against you and go with Early Times.
Sometimes I chew people out when they dissent from what I'm doing. These are too good. There's no wrong answer there. These are 2 good ones. It's personal preference, so your preference is that. I get it. That's good. Tim, you're next, man.
I'm an Evan Williams Bottled and Bond when compared to these 2.
Okay.
I'm making it very clean and simple.
All right. Fair
Evan
enough.
Williams.
Jeff, Evan Williams is up 2-1 over Early Times. What are your thoughts?
Boy, these bringing this to a party, you might have to tell the story. Probably depending on who you're partying with, but lesser known. But you know what? I'm gonna make Beka decide this one. So I'm going to Early Times. Yeah, I'm going Early Times on this one.
Beka, it goes over to you. Early Times or Evan Williams?
Early Times.
Early Times moves on.
Not a bad pick in this one.
No, there isn't. It's
yeah. I like Early Times. So
this might be the first time we've had a bracket challenge where all of the contenders are legitimate.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying about Frank. It's nice to have someone who's a bourbon fan actually writing articles about bourbon. Wow, isn't that weird?
Dynamic. It's amazing.
Yeah, I listened to the show this week where we had the non-bourbon guy writing about bourbon bars, best bourbon bars. He's got ones on there that are closed. Yeah, it's frustrating to me that's someone taking a job who doesn't deserve that job. Give Frank that job. And I'm saying, don't even give it to me. I don't have the qualifications. Frank does. Give that job to Frank and let him write your articles, Forbes. He could do it. So there you go.
I mean, look at it. We've had 2 or 3 that didn't even get a vote. and they're awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So Michter's versus then their flagship US 1 versus Wild Turkey 101. Round number 6. Up first is Kathy.
I think Wild Turkey.
Wild Turkey. Wild Turkey goes up 1-0. Tim.
I'm going to make this interesting because for barbecues, USA being on the bottle, that's for me.
Okay.
Michter's. Let's go Dan McKee.
All right, there you go. Jeff, you're next. It's tied up. We're knotted up. So basically, we could throw those 2 votes out, and it's a best of 3 at this point. So Jeff, you're up first then.
Yeah, I'm certainly going with the Wild Turkey.
Wild Turkey. All right, Beka. Wild Turkey 101's up.
I love Tim McKee, but I also am going Wild Turkey on this.
All right, that means Wild Turkey is moving on. All right. Our finals looks like this. Early Times, Bottle Bond, or Wild Turkey 101. Round number 7. Here we go. This is for all the marbles. Tim, you're first.
Evan Williams, Bottle and Bond.
Evan Williams,
Get it
Bottle.
down right away.
It's Early Times versus Wild Turkey.
It's
early times.
No,
No, it's
What's not? Yeah, it is. Becca did hit early times. I still want Evan Williams in there, though. No.
putting in his
Oh,
own
that's the
leader.
case. Yes, I take it back now. It's Wild Turkey 101 versus.
yeah.
Tim's playing his own game. He's got a different
I am.
bracket he's working here. So, yeah, okay. Wild Turkey. In our bracket, Wild Turkey 101 wins. In his, Evan Williams is going to be.
Evan Williams is one in my bracket that I'm holding on my own.
Right.
I'm going to send to Frank himself and just say, listen, this is what it should be on this,
Right,
just to show the real bracket challenge list and show it's legit. But yes, Wild Turkey 101 for this bracket
Turkey
challenge.
101. All right, Jeff, how about you?
Yeah,
Early
this-
Times or Wild Turkey 101?
This one's just too easy for me. It's and no, Tim's logic is all twisted. I tended to follow it, and we're back to Wild Turkey.
All right. Beka, here's where we're at. Wild Turkey 101 is up 2-0 over Early Times. You can end this thing, or you can give Early Times life in this game.
I mean, this is the one that I picked to win the whole time, so I got to go Wild Turkey.
Yeah, I think that's the right choice. I think Wild Turkey, for me, in my mind, is the perfect thing to bring to a summer barbecue. Also, oddly, I think it's the perfect thing to bring to the fall camp fire too. You're going to somebody's got a campfire, and it's like Wild Turkey's perfect. So Wild Turkey's a pretty solid, just everyday offering. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that one for sure.
So what did they pick?
He picked Maker's Mark. Maker's Mark is
Which is not. I mean, it also
Again,
it's a
it's not
good-looking
bad.
bottle.
Right,
It's
it's
something
iconic.
that's approachable to everyone.
Yeah.
It's not too expensive. Like there's. I also, like you said, every single one on here is the correct answer.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no losers on this one. So very cool.
Correct answer is Evan Williams, Bottle and Bond, but I think
Tim's bracket, by the way, which is the third one. Evan Williams wins at Tim's
With his
bracket.
right
does
vote.
Yeah, his right-in vote, yes. All right, well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Jeff, we're going to start with you. Where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and the Cigar Dojo. Jeff Endrizi, 2 I's with 2 Z's.
All right, Kathy.
You can find me on Instagram at KK Cask Strength.
Tim.
you can find me on Instagram at SlyGuy2112 and on YouTube at Our Flagship Whiskey.
Miss Beka Sue.
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's going to be abvnetwork.com. Be on the lookout for that one because everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Come by and see me, the ABV Barrel Shop, the place where you can try before you buy. Check us out online, abvbarrelshop.com. Miss Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. Farnitz, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Evan Williams
Bye.
for the win. See ya.
Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing, the ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.